Hello, this is James Biden, the Assistant Commissioner of the Colonial States Athletic Conference. And for this week's Friday feature, we interview our two nominees from the conference for the NCAA Woman of the Year Award, Daphne Linas from Keystone College and Kaylani Naone-Carter from Rosemont College. I spoke to both of them about their academic careers, their athletic careers, and what lies ahead for them. So the first question that I want to ask you is, how does it feel to be a nominee, a conference nominee for the NCAA Woman of the Year Award?
I think it's just exciting for me just because coming from Rosemont, it's a small school, and then to be recognized by the NCAA is just makes me feel good and makes me feel like my season that I had, even though we didn't have a winning record or anything, that it was worth it for me.
Well, let's start with your athletic career at Rosemont. Obviously, you did a little bit of everything at Rosemont. It seemed like every time I would go see a Rosemont event, you were playing volleyball, you were playing lacrosse, you were playing basketball, whatever you needed. Just talk about your athletic experience that you had at Rosemont.
So I think when I first went into Rosemont as a freshman, I always told myself, I was like, I'm only going to play one sport, stick to one sport, and it was going to be basketball. But my older sister, she was like, do you want to play volleyball with me? And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do that, because I love volleyball anyway, but I didn't know if I wanted to put that much pressure on my body to play multiple college sports. But then, so my freshman year when I played volleyball and then basketball, and then someone asked me to play softball that year, I'm like, okay, I might as well, just playing that many sports anyway. And I think it was just fun for me. It always kept me in shape for basketball because that was my main focus. So I think because I played so many sports, coaches were all at Rosemont. Of course, they needed numbers. So they were always just like, do you want to play? You just want to play one game? And then so I just ended up just playing multiple sports. And I think I wouldn't change that. It definitely was physically demanding on me, but I think it was worth it too, just because I was always in shape. And then it just got me more involved on campus with all types of people instead of just with the basketball girls. So I was just always around different types of people, and I think that was good for me.
Yeah, well, let me branch off a little bit to that. And then, obviously you played the different sports and you got involved in campus. Talk about your campus experience that you had at Rosemont. First, let's start with your academic, your academic experience at Rosemont.
So being at Rosemont, the main reason why I loved it so much was because the school was small. So when I was going in, I went in thinking I wanted to do like physical therapy or like do something staying in sports. But after being around different people and being able to talk to academic advisors one-on-one, I realized that I wanted to be in something that had to do with psychology. So that was my major. And I think in the psychology department, it was like, I think there were like two academic advisors for that major. And I was always being able to one-on-one talk to them and being able to make sure that I was good with my assignments and making sure that everything was top notch, like making sure that I was on top of everything, which was good for me because I could stay up in my classes and then in addition to being on top of my sports. So I think that was the main reason why Rosemont was a good fit for me, just because it was so small and being able to connect with my teachers in that way.
And then let's talk about the third prong of this is that, community service. What did you do outside the classroom and away from the playing field while you were at Rosemont?
So a lot of the time there was this thrift store near our school, and a lot of the time we would just go and just help around the store and like bring other clothes in or just bring whatever they needed in for the store. And also there was one high school that we would bring in, I think it was Pottstown. I don't know what the high school was called exactly, but I know that the girls will always come and play with us and like practice with us and just look up to us as college athletes. So that was cool too.
So what are you doing now that you're done at Rosemont? What are you pursuing now?
So now there's this private training place for younger kids and even college kids, but I've just been coaching fifth and sixth grade girls and being able to just train them individually within the week. So I'm in basketball still, just in basketball mode, still coaching them.
The final question I have for you is that looking back on your experience at Rosemont, what will you remember most about being a Division III student athlete?
I think the main thing I remember is, I hope this doesn't sound bad, but just being like looked down upon kind of as a D3 athlete, and just thinking like, because I'm coming from a D3 school that as much, but this past season, I think I just proved enough that you can do, it doesn't matter what division you're in, you can still accomplish anything that you set your mind to. And I think I did that with my senior season.
Okay. Awesome. That's all I needed. I appreciate